That's actually very true. And what about you, Malati? What's the best moment?
No, yeah, it's for the top of my head I can't think, but I think for me the great joy has been also the other kinds of collaboration we've had. I mean, I have two very close friends at the University of Jaffna, Thamuthanapille Shanathanan and Pakinathan Ahilan, who have taken this on as their own project as well. So the excitement of getting phone calls from them saying we spotted yet another Kanhai temple, or there's a Kumbhabhishekam going on, because a lot of these temples were destroyed in the war, especially in the Vanni, and so a lot of them are being rebuilt. And so they take out these full page ads to talk about the consecration of the newly built one. And so I get phone calls. Even the driver I had in Jaffna, he used to look through the newspaper and say, look, there's yet another newspaper advertisement about something there. So a lot of different people, and we've also got a lot of help from the Basnaika Nilame in Ruanvalla, who will call and say, okay, there's a Sokari performance in the town next to us, or things like that. So the fact that everybody kind of took it on as their own project and got involved, I think was the most exciting moment for me.
And with all these rituals which you all have observed right throughout the past, have you seen a lot of international admiration or people coming in just to witness these rituals, or no?
These ones, I mean, except for the SLF, which is associated with Pattini, the others you barely, I mean, Panama, maybe some surfers from Arugambe might come down because they heard something cool is happening, but they're clueless what's really happening, and they do a bit of photography and go away. But lots of the others we've never met, because also a lot of it you have to be really dedicated. I mean, you have to like spend all night, and several days. So we've really not encountered.
So it's weird that we have
from South India or any other Buddhist countries.
No, not that we've encountered. I mean, of course, there are scholars who've done different. I mean, maybe not focused. There was a scholar, Australian scholar, who's researched the Gammadua ritual, for example. So I mean, and she's an anthropologist, but except for that kind of academic interest, I mean, these are not tourist sites that. So maybe that's also why you all didn't know about it, because you don't. These are not kinds of things that you get in a calendar,
Yes.
So
we don't get a national holiday because of these. And
don't you think we already have enough holidays?
we do. But we have
You're looking for one more
duo who have brought along this very special exhibit called Invoking the Goddess, and they're bringing all of these rituals and all of the devotion that's around the country, and so many people can view it, and I think that's a really great thing. So thank you so much for being with us on the show this morning. I'm afraid that's all the time we have for this segment, but I hope that you enjoyed yourself as well.
And don't forget to visit www.invokingthegoddess.lk on the 22nd.
And thank you for getting us on the show. It's fun talking to you.
So you'll probably see a lot of our viewers at the Harold Pierce Gallery this Saturday.
We hope so, because this is going to be on the 22nd and the 23rd of February, happening at the Harold Pierce Gallery, and this is Invoking the Goddess. It's going to be a really beautiful exhibition of the devotion from all around the country. So with that, we're going to end this segment, but don't go away, because we'll be right back on the show, Sam and I,
with a very interesting guest.
Very interesting guest. A local artist who's quite established here, and he's always a great person to have on the show. So we'll be right back.
Someone of you will probably have seen on TV, maybe even more than Asama.
Definitely. So do stay with us. We'll be right back on Good Morning Sri Lanka.
Hello and welcome back to Good Morning Sri Lanka, and now we are at a point in the show which I'm going to really enjoy, because we're going to be talking about a topic which I enjoy talking about, and Amaya enjoys talking about it too, because Amaya is secretly an actress, though you don't know. And yes, we've got an actress in the studio this morning. Actually, Bimsara, good morning.
Wow. Hi.
I'm just wondering, did I say the correct term? Is it actually actress or is it actor now? Isn't it actor now? Aren't female actresses also called actors now?
I think different people go by different terms. Some people still prefer to be called actress, and some people go as actor. I'm okay with either. So it's up to you.
So we have an actor/actor.
Actor/actress, yes. And
well, that's actually true, because I've played more male roles than female roles. So technically, if you count all the number of plays that I've been in school, which are yet to be outnumbered by the ones.
But Amaya, I've never seen Bimsara act when she was in school, but I have seen Bimsara act in more recent productions, and I must tell you, she is indeed a very, very, very good actress.
Of course.
Thank you.
And
Very good
a
actress.
very versatile actress as well. Someone who has really transitioned and taken her talent for the stage theatre and then transformed that into.
And she's not only on stage; she's on teledrama as well. And I'm sure you've seen her on some of the teledramas locally as well.
Yeah, as Meghana, maybe it might be a very familiar name for you. So that's where now you've connected where you've seen her before. So we have Bimsara Premaratne on the show, and you'll be speaking to us mostly today about acting. And being an actor here in Sri Lanka and how you can start out, things like that. So if any of our viewers are involved in this medium and in this type of performing art, then this is really the segment for you. It's going to be a fun segment, definitely.
Definitely, because like Vasam said, it's one of my favorite topics. It's not exactly where I planned as a teenager or a small child. It's not where I planned to end up, but it has always been a part of my life. So yeah, I'm definitely going to enjoy this.
But before we start about how acting, how the viewer can act, or how you get into acting, how did you become an actress? So when did that start? Now you said that you played a lot of male roles.
Or how did you become an actor?
Actor or actress, where did it start? I was about 5 when I first performed, obviously kindergarten and then later in primary school. I was at Museus, and Museus had a very strong theatre culture, bilingual theatre culture. So we have every year at least one production in Sinhala and one in English. So I've taken part in most of them, and I think until the age of maybe 9 or 10, I had mostly been playing silent characters. So I've been trees, I've been shrubs and stones and you name it. Then I think around when I was about 13 or 14, a new teacher came to school, one Mrs. Lamni Hattatregama, and she started getting involved with a lot of stage drama, English theatre in school. And her brother is the famous late Dr. Gamini Hattatregama, and he and they have another sister, so this whole family is very theatrical, and they get involved with all the productions that they each of them direct. So they picked me up, and I was fortunate to receive almost individual training at their hands, because there was, I remember one school holiday where I would travel to Mrs. Hattatregama's house every day, and for about 4 or 5 hours just rehearse with them how to get into character, how to character analysis, and you name it, everything. So
you were
I consider very fortunate.
Yes.
And at that time it was not a conscious decision. I didn't plan to be it. I just enjoyed it a lot, and I remember pleading with my mother, yes, I will go for that tuition class, but can I also go for play practices? And if I do this, can we always negotiating with her my time?
I see. Okay.
Yeah. Also,
so that was the beginning.
Usually when you're in school and we're doing a lot of plays and stuff, your parents have a lot to say about it, right? Especially if it's clashing with midterm exams or O-levels or A-levels. So did you manage to get around all that?
O-levels, yes.
Okay, all right.
A-levels was a struggle, because at the time I think I was involved in pretty much everything in school. I was head cop, I was leading the choir, I was leading the drama circle, chess captain, best all-rounder, the whole works.
So now we've established that Bimsara can sing as well.
Definitely. Maybe we'll have a little surprise later on for the viewers on the show.
No. Let's not steer away from the
solo performance.
Yes, so studies, I think towards A-level suffered a bit as a consequence, but I don't think I regret it.
No. You've come a long way, and now you've left school, and you also transitioned to teledramas as well. So before we go into acting techniques, maybe you can just tell us a little bit of experience then, because you might be one of the very few stage actresses who have really made that transition into a teledrama and television as well.
In English theatre perhaps,
Definitely.
but you find it quite common in Sinhala theatre.
Actually, you see a lot of actors in Sinhala theatre who are in teledramas who are also on stage. And sometimes one thing I've noticed, Bimsara, is that the way they act in teledramas and the way they act on stage are like completely different.
It is.
Sometimes they're like 1,000 times better than what they actually see seen on camera on stage.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
We can, I think acting for camera and acting for stage are two completely different things, and I think as an actor, if you want to do both, you have to adopt certain techniques, certain strategies to work. And I'm not a pro. I'm still sort of learning on the job. I've done a few camera work, but yeah, we can go on to discuss it later on.
Definitely.
But there is a lot of differences between, let's
Between
say,
the two.
camera and
So yeah,
stage.
maybe we'll explore that later on the show as well. But first of all, just a very basic question: what is acting, especially to you, and how do you learn acting?
Let me say this. It's for me personally, acting is a sort of, it's a medium of communication between either the playwright or the director or the dramatist and society at large. It's sort of there can be very different purposes. You can be putting up a show for entertainment purposes only, or you could be putting it together for to have a deeper social message across to the people, or say, for example,
or it can be both, right?
Or it could be both.
Definitely.
And I think that's what it actually should be. And yeah, so acting would be as an individual, you're putting a performance which is envisioned by the playwright and the director, and communicating it through your body, voice, and so on to the society.
And if
That's
you can
like
do
that.
that really well, then you're a good actress. Yes.
If you are, yes. If you are, I think you leave something with your audience, and whether they can expressly say it so or not. There is always that moment where they would, I feel exactly like how that character went through that particular situation, or you
being
have
able to
moments.
relate.
Exactly, and you find
to
that
individuals.
happening a lot with, most of us watch these foreign TV series, say for example something like Friends, which everybody watches.
Yes, yes.
People can relate so well to.
You sound like a Friends fan.
Aren't we all, Amaya?
Yeah, we all are. Yes, that's true. Friends is, I think, part and parcel of everyone who grew up.
I think it's
Yes.
Yes.
yeah.
During
It's gotten through to sort of every sector of society. Everyone
I see.
watches. Yeah.
So before you did get into teledrama, you were more of a stage actress. Or
I
actor,
am.
right?
I still consider myself 75, at least 80% stage actor.
And which one you basically prefer, stage acting more than teledrama?
More, yeah. But
Why is
not to say that camera is fun, and acting for camera can be really exciting challenge. And I'm not averse to it at all. I enjoy it thoroughly.
Okay.
But maybe because I originated from stage, maybe because I have more experience in it and I'm more comfortable there, I feel I'm a little more out of my own comfort zone a little bit still with camera. But
learning is always
so many
great.
cameras
So many cameras in our studio as well. But you're doing perfectly fine right now.
And
Unless-
then, yeah, which one do you prefer in the sense, which one do you find more difficult, stage acting or camera?
it depends. It depends on the character mostly, I think. So far,
If it's the same character, hypothetically, or it's the same script, same character, and a version is done on television for teledrama and a version for stage, which would you find more challenging as a performer?
that's very hard to tell. I don't know really.
Until you've maybe gone through the experience. Oh,